Asia Down Under today, we bring you the best of 2010. Kia ora and welcome to Asia Down Under. Throughout the year, we travel the country in search of remarkable people and their stories. So today, another chance to share some of the best of them with you. We start down south between Lake Whakatapu and the Remarkables at Blanket Bay, where I met with multi-awarded New Zealand Chef of the Year, Joseph Clark. Tucked away on the shores of Lake Whakatapu is the award-winning oasis of rustic luxury and solitude, Blanket Bay. Here, Joseph Clark is preparing to cook up a storm. A snapper escabeche that's won him third place in the prestigious World Junior Chef Challenge this year in Chile, where he represented New Zealand. Let's find out how this young man came from flipping burgers to creating fine cuisine in one of the world's best hotels.
It was my very first hospitality job, if you can call it that, back when I was 15. I obviously did like to be a chef then, but not many places were hiring aspiring young chefs or in Invercargill, so I started my cooking career at Burger King. And in the second year of my cookery course, Blanket Bay actually offered a scholarship to outstanding chef students. Originally it was a 6-month scholarship, but I definitely worked hard, kept my head down, and I'm still here now. When I first started at Blanket Bay in the kitchen, I was literally the youngest person working there.
3 years on, at 22, this half Filipino is still one of the youngest of Blanket Bay's exclusive workforce, with over 20 medals and awards under his belt. It's a dream office outside, but in the kitchen, work is a challenge every day. Originality is a requisite in every meal and ingredient. And with the guests paying thousands per night, novelty is the name of the game.
I think the special thing about Blanket Bay is that to be continually creative, and that's where Joseph's enthusiasm and level of skill come into play, that every day when he comes to work, he can create anything he wants in line with everybody else's balance of the menu. And that's a very rare situation to be in. He's probably one of the most innovative young chefs I've ever met.
You need to be thinking, even when you go home at night time, you don't necessarily, you obviously want to switch off from work, as everyone does, but you sort of want to be thinking about what could I cook tomorrow. You try to push yourself to do something different. I guess that's the hardest thing.
And if that isn't challenging enough, Glenorchy's isolated, quiet life proved to be a far cry from the more urban pastimes of Christchurch. Well, most 22-year-olds that I know of are busy drinking with their mates in pubs, but you've chosen to live in Glenorchy. But I suppose you don't really need a watering hole if you've got a lake like that in your backyard.
No, it was a bit hard moving to Glenorchy initially, being a city boy at heart, and then coming to a place with only 300 people. The nightlife isn't that vibrant. But once you settle down, it's actually a great place to live. There's nothing to say you just can't get your friends together that live here and go down and have breakfast in the morning before you start work.
Or go fishing.
Or go fishing.
There's a quiet confidence about Joseph. He's at once humble in personality, stylish in his cooking, and practical with kitchen economics.
When you're dealing with high-end produce and that, the food cost goes up dramatically. I may not see all the figures in that, but I've got to be aware that I've got to be producing food to a high standard, but making sure I'm not wasteful in how I produce it.
Without a doubt, Joseph's got talent that will take him places. The question is, with a workplace like this, would he leave?
I guess I'm just sort of looking to see what else is there in the future, because there's heaps of different possibilities that I could do as a chef. Not only in cooking, but there's different areas in hospitality also.
But for now, Joseph chooses to hone his skills here at Blanket Bay, using his passion to create perfection.